Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Aries Guy Riddley's video blog. I got an update for you this morning, and then I have your update for stimulus news, first of all, and then general chat. So please stay tuned for everyone who gets to listen to me about your stimulus update. I know you guys are more interested in stimulus updates, so here's the big news. Read this morning on the Washington Post, New York Times. I'm actually a subscriber of newspapers. They all said that checks could go out as early as next Friday. Here's the kicker, if the bill was signed. Now let's talk about stimulus check number 2 that took 8 months, for example, okay? Now, we're going to be focusing mostly on stimulus checks today, not general chat. General chat as well. If anyone has any questions about stimulus checks, but this is more important right now about stimulus checks so y'all can get the thing. All right, so the stimulus check news is this. That 8 months in between is when stimulus checks were given. 8 months. And because of it, the second check was $600. $600, right? So you got $600 in stimulus check. We had to wait, right? So let's talk about the bill in general. So the bill in general, basically, or the general rule of thumb was that the stimulus checks went out. Okay, so here's how it worked, okay? Well, let's just put it this way. The IRS, basically, because this is stimulus related right now, not general chat, the IRS on the first check went out March. The law was signed in by President Trump on March 27th, and the first checks went out April 28th. Our wave was wave 5, by the way, so that was a month. It delayed it a month, right? So then from April 28th to December 27th, there was no checks. We all waited. People are like, oh, we need it. But most people were surviving just comfortably. Me and Chloe, we won't talk about stimulus there. Then, which, by the way, I got to get Chloe on paperwork today, finish up, get it dropped in the box. Manager's going to be royally pissed if we don't have it done tomorrow, like we said we did. I have like 5 minutes left on paperwork. Not about stimulus, all right. So basically now, they promised $2,000, and because it was $600 was a down payment by President Biden, you're only going to be getting $1,400. Okay, $1,400 per person is not bad if you have use for it, right? $1,400. Now, I know Pee Wee and I will need to restock $1,400, right? Now here's the kicker. Okay, the news basically said if this passes by Tuesday, like it's supposed to in the House, the stimulus check, then it will be started to be issued by Friday. So it'll take 3 days. They said they can have it delivered by Friday, the earliest, or Saturday at the earliest. So the second set of checks for the stimulus checks were actually delivered when the bill was signed into law, December 27th. It's not January now. I'll get to January in a second. This is why we're talking stimulus checks, okay? December 27th, the bill was signed by President Trump, okay? He was basically throwing a fit about, $2,000, yada, yada, yada. He supported the $2,000 movement. Fortunately, the problem is the $2,000 movement was $2,000 too late, jokingly aside, because, what happened? Lost, or supposedly lost. We're not going to go into details. We don't want my video censored. So, basically what happened, hold on a second, need my brush. Okay, so, basically, let me get the date right. December 27th, your stimulus law was passed again, $600, right? The Republicans are like, deficit, blah, 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 At the moment, President Trump didn't care. He wanted to raise the rate to $2,000. They said no, so they installed it, and it took 8 months because of all this crap. Now, from December 27th to now, will be almost 3 months, right? So 3 months to pass stimulus bill. Biden said, well, if we get Georgia, we'll give you $2,000. Lied. Your stimulus is worth $1,400 now. Is this going to be the last check? More likely, due to the fact that they're trying to roll out the vaccines. The only way the vaccines aren't going to work is if there's a new super strain of this, which they can't guarantee. They can't guarantee it. So you see where we're going with this, right? So basically, so let's get down to it. So December 30th or so, 3 days later, December 30th, see, I'm trying to get my dates right, is when the first checks rolled into bank accounts the IRS had. So December 30th. Then the second wave was January 1st to January 3rd. Now, between the second and third wave, rumor has it second and third wave were combined. Wave 3 was the Direct Express. So most people got their checks on January 4th. So January 4th, people got $600. The whoop-de-doo day, right? That's $600. My stepbrother Omar can buy propane for a month or 2 months to stay warm, struggling like we all are, so, but point being is I love my brother Omar. He doesn't know this that often, but I worry about him too, just like others, like my cousin Dinky. And yes, he's Hispanic. He's from Argentina. I've adopted him over 20 years ago. Probably almost 30 years ago now, 25 years maybe. I don't know, 20 years ago? Yeah, it's about 20 years. 22 years. No, it might have been 23 years. Oh, man, it's been a long time. I'm still. Anyways, my brother and I, we don't talk every day, but, so. Anywho, back to my thing, okay? Because I really want to get this over with today. So basically, stimulus checks are going out next week, more likely, if it's signed into law. Which means the first wave could go out, they say, by Janet Yellen, former DAG, Deputy Attorney General, the former DAG, would probably have it out in just like the second batch within 3 days, but we'll know what happens, So Chloe opened this by mistake, apparently. So, not enough about that. So, the time frame I'm giving is if it's all on course, okay, and checks go out. Let me pull up my Google Calendar for a minute because I don't want to go across the room while I'm doing this. I'm trying to be more professional for you guys, except for the dip. That's just my way of saying, hey, what's up, and I'm trying to keep the swearing down today, okay? So basically what it is this, all right? So if the bill is passed by the 9th, right? The 9th, and signed into law the 9th, I'm looking at possibly St. Patrick's Day for Direct Express cardholders. So you're looking at St. Patrick's Day 8 days later that the checks would between the 17th and the 19th. Payments would go out. So currently we are on day 7 of March, which means we still got the rest of the month. So if goes well, I know moderator Pee Wee was here. She'd probably be like, "Oh, that's a good calculation." Well, that's what the newspapers are saying. I mean, as long as we don't have any more hiccups in the House, you will get your check sooner rather than later. But the point is I had to get on this morning and tell you guys about it because this is big news for you guys that are hungry for this check. Literally, there's too many people. I had a couple people tell me the other day on stimulus checks, no story time for a second, about stimulus checks, that they thought that they could have saved probably $100 billion or so giving out no stimulus checks for freeloading bums that are on monthly checks already from the government. I mean, literally, it's like they don't want to be entitled to something. Anyway, so basically, if you looked at the law the first time, it went, like I said, it was signed in March 27th. Direct Express, we were wave 5 the last time I looked into it. That was April 28th for our payments. And then we had to wait 8 months to the law to be signed in the 27th of December. And then we got signed in December 27th, and then like 8 days later, I checked the balances for Direct Express. We had our payments delivered January 4th, which the government was complaining that if you get $600 stimulus, you don't need $240 in food stamps. Yeah, it was just a big old bitch fest. There's a lot of people complaining about that. So anyway, so then, now if it's signed into law Tuesday at night, like they're feeling it will once it passes the House without their $15 minimum wage, there's a lot of pork in it. If I was going to do something, I would have delayed the fucking bill myself. I'd be like, look, pull the pork out. I mean, literally, let me tell you what Dinky said to me in private the other day. Dinky said 90% of this bill is not COVID-related bill. It's all pork. You know what? No wonder why. I don't see Texas getting a big chunk of money after they had a rare storm that hit them. By the way, the Bible says before the end times happened, there would be pestilence, famines, and other weather anomalies. Look at Texas. Anyways, let's just go check comments real quick. Whoa, good morning, Pee-wee. Didn't know you were here. Guess you got my email. So, on other notes, I felt like a moron this morning. I got to tell you a story real quick on the general. Any questions? Yeah, I know. I'm trying to restock myself. Well, I got a story for you all that you might laugh at, okay? So this morning, I was waiting for an email yesterday. I was actually, you guys know I was tired. Friday. Friday night, okay, I was waiting for an email from Hannah. Hannah was supposed to come out here to the island and see me and do a video with me. Little thing. Anyway, story time. Anyways, I got an email the other day, basically, something about somewhere down south, southwest, or whatever, something to do with eating somewhere. I don't know where it was. It was a receipt, how much they paid for like food that I would love to eat, but I can't afford. Right? Well, I could afford it, but then I'd be penny pinching the rest of the month and living on ramen, which wouldn't matter to me because I have too much ramen as is. So, anyway, so this morning she emails me and a location. I had to use Google Maps to find out it's on the other side of the island. So I'm like, well, if you're already over here, then why haven't you stopped by my house and had some freshly brewed coffee? I mean, literally, Chloe's like, got all these little red flags up, and I'm like, dude, look, it's not a joke, So, I want to share that, guys, with you about Hannah. Morning, sis. How goes it? My cousin Dinky. So last night, I got to tell you, I was struggling last night. So last night, I decided to send Chloe out to get me I've been craving for months. My cousin Dinky, which came out her last, wouldn't bring me one, which was a sausage pizza with extra sausage. So last night, I went and ordered a Italian sausage pizza with extra sausage. Telling you, it was damn delicious. I got leftovers. Last night I was watching this video with Dad and I was eating it. And he says, "Is that pizza?" And I go, "Yeah." And then afterwards, I put in about 3 to 4 hours of TV and I went to sleep. Literally, just went to sleep. I got up this morning, looked at the time and said, "Oh, shit. I better get up." Looked at it and it said like 7 hours or 8 hours of sleep again. So I slept. I stayed up 48 hours, went to sleep for 16 hours, woke up by Rodney the sheriff, spent 12 hours up, and then went to sleep for about 6 to 8 more hours. So I'm feeling pretty damn good right now. So, I was talking to Cactus, moderator Cactus, Chloe's ex-roommate. He said, it could be bipolar because of the way you were sleeping, Hi. You sprawled out. I didn't know if you died in there. I always worry about my little boon dying, So, the stimulus is great news for you all that's been hungry for another check. Some of these fucking people, no offense, are pissing me off on some other channels. Pee-wee gave me some channels, and I've been seeing some channels, and, I enjoy more of the comments, and there's people like, oh, we need $1,400 a month. We can't survive. We need to be like Canada. We need to be like England. So, you know what? It's not our job to support your ass. Literally. I'll tell you what I think, though. My personal opinion is the American people should have a UBI. Keep Social Security and others in place, but a UBI for people that are can't qualify for SSI or SSDI, just do a UBI or something, right? Just a UBI or something, right? So you do a UBI or something. Let some of these people survive until they can get back on their feet without, doing anything else. Excuse me for a minute. I got an email came in. A UBI, pretty and simple UBI, So, so anyways, hold on. So basically the stimulus checks, I had to tell Dinky to pop in. She's been tired of YouTube because of political crap, and I don't blame her. I mean, literally, I've been avoiding YouTube for a lot lately too, but turns out my last schooling episode is tomorrow, so I found that out today. So yes, Octavia. What it means is the Biden signs the bill on Tuesday night. Once it passes the House for final passage, then it will be signed by Biden. I don't think it's going to be sent back to the Senate to ratify. They're not going to basically be able to ratify it again. However, it was 50-49, so apparently they didn't need Kamala Harris to break the tie-breaking vote, for what I understand. And the reason the Senate basically got it hammered out so quickly in 3 days is because they read the bill, 618 pages, all of it, debated it. Everyone was tired and they just passed it. But they took out the excluding clause of the $15 an hour that works out for 5 years. Took that out and passed it. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think. Biden wants to sign it. So, but the UBI was only for certain people too, Pee Wee. It's not for like you or I. I mean, literally, there's too many people out there. Okay, let me put it to you this way. There's too many people out there, right, that are bitching. Well, we've been waiting since January 2020. We should get back pay from January 2020 of $2,000 a month minimum. Really? You know as well as I do that would bankrupt the fucking country. Bankrupt the fucking country. I mean, literally, we don't have this money just managing around unless we took it from, say, all the wealthiest and left them with $1 million and told them to rebuild like Bezos. Just stripped all his money and stripped Tesla's money, which we can't. No, but strip it all, combined it into it, and then said, here you go. Here's a monthly check, for the country to survive, maybe $4,000 a person nationwide. I mean, literally, no one knows, I mean, did you know, Pee Wee, that they say right now Amazon's making about $5,000 a minute? Mm-hmm. Literally, $5,000 a minute in orders. I think it's been generous too. I mean, for the disabled, anyways. I mean, let's debate that for a minute. I mean, look at the people that are hurting, that own houses. Some of them have to roll back their taxes, to pay their taxes. Tell whether you know how it is. You're a homeowner too, sis. And then you got some people like Dinky, bless her heart, that lost her job. Literally, they said, "Oh, you can't go to work." Now basically the state's now opening up. I don't know if she's still staying in Oregon or not. She's been not telling me. I think I think they're looking for a place, Texas. I don't know. They don't keep updated. I was hoping they'd see me one last time before they left. And if the stimulus check came before they left, maybe they can bring me up a TV so I don't have to worry about a TV. Jokingly, of course, okay? But truthfully, I don't sugarcoat anything. And yet it has been generous. I mean, look, I mean, it's very generous. We basically are, some people say, oh, well, you're not struggling that bad. Well, I don't need to struggle. I mean, literally, last night, look what happened last night. Literally, I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to cook because I make, we make different things, manicotti and rigatoni and, lasagna and stuff. And, Well, yeah, you got to think, but you got to also remember the government's been very generous on transgendered healthcare too. Did you see that? Did you see old Ted Cruz? I loved his answer since the other day. Literally, gender mutilation on 3-year-old to 18-year-old. They don't know how to make a decision yet. And the damn undersecretary, the one who wants to be undersecretary, I can come to your office and we could discuss the complexity of transgendered healthcare. It's not complex. You give hormones, and it gives you breasts and feminize. You have hair removal through electrolysis, which you want to cover on Medicare and Medicaid. You want to cover facial surgery for some man that looks like a brick shit house. You want to cover all this on the taxpayers. We want taxpayers to pay. How's that fucking complicated? Or is it just me? Am I anti-trans? I must be fucking anti-trans. People tell me I'm anti-trans all the fucking time. Anyway, it's not fucking complicating. It is somewhat gender mutilation. Literally. And if you haven't seen it yet, sis, it's free on Amazon. Check out the movie Coming to America 2. Damn good movie, I tell you. Damn good movie. Pretty damn funny, too. One scene, they're like, it's science. They can take a man, turn him into a woman, make him an artificial vagina. It's science. Oh, it was funny, Anyway, back to the truth here, But no, the government's been very generous. We basically, there's people out there that are disabled that I know that want to spend their money on computer parts. And I'm like, you can't eat fucking computer parts. You know my argument there. You can't eat a TV either. But, thing is there's certain things that need to be done, and that is, Eddie Murphy plays most of the parts in there. Remember the 3 old men in the barbershop and other things? Yeah, apparently the barbershop guys are back too. Same with others, he's got to go look for his long lost it's funny because he keeps calling his son a bastard child, and Arsenio Hall's back and James Earl Jones is back, and you got all these actors from the first movie back, and it's just downright funny, it's just downright funny, I like the blooper reel at the end too, but yeah, it's free on Amazon. Amazon has the copyright, so it's an Amazon exclusive. Eddie Murphy basically plays a lot of parts, and I thought it was pretty damn funny, but yeah, it's free. Yeah, I saw it last night. No, I saw it Friday on the 5th when it came out. I watched the first one and then I watched the second one. And I thought it was just downright funny. I wanted to play it, And then in the end, the barbershop people come to visit when when everything's fixed, and stuff, and there's like this little party, and I'm telling you, it was just downright funny, I mean. You can't just scroll down Queens 30 years later, and then he shows him back dressed up as his former self, with the it says "I love New York," and he goes up, and it was just funny. I can't spoil it for you, but it was just downright hilarious. The son, his son that he finds out about, basically sitting there, Mom, there's 3 girls that wanted to give me a bath. She's like, you're in a different country. Deal with the culture. And the mom's in like this giant bathtub, it was just downright funny, I mean, literally, but yeah, it was just downright hilarious. Arsenio Hall did good too. Apparently, Eddie Murphy's daughter was in it, playing the second youngest daughter there in Africa. So I would say if it's signed into law Tuesday like planned, I would say we would probably get it between the 17th and the 20th is what I'm figuring on my time frame, because we got it the last stimulus 8 days later. So if it can take the IRS 8 days to process payments, it can basically take 8 days to send us another payment. So I'm figuring in 8 days from Tuesday. So I'm figuring St. Patrick's Day to the 20th, which, by the way, I just realized I got to order a ham this month for Easter, which will be pretty damn tasty, too. So I'll be going to the family farm, just call them up and be like, yeah, this is Rita, I need a ham, 20-pound ham, spiral cut, smoked, and throw in about a couple sides, a couple 9-pound slabs of bacon, too, to go with it, because I'm running out of bacon, club sandwiches, but, you know, But that's what I'm figuring between the 17th and the 20th if it's signed into law right away, which Biden wants it on his desk the day it's signed into passes the House. Yeah, well, that one is a good comedy. Pretty damn funny, I tell you. I tried to get Dad to watch comedy. He wasn't interested. He wanted religious movie. He wanted the Gospel of John. Now that's it over, I got to figure something else out to watch. We've been watching a lot of YouTube TV too, you know. So I think the stimulus will be at the middle of the month. Yeah, I think because he wants to get funds out as soon as possible to the hurting Americans. But you got some of these Republicans thinking that they should have cut out the people on disability and stuff due to the fact that they know that Walmart's going to run out. My sister Teddy said that as soon as that 1,400 comes, Walmart's going to be completely empty again and piss poor empty again. And then she'll have to restock the. Yeah, well, that's good to know. I'll be still here for a bit. I just wanted to do a stimulus update, but I do have things I got to get done today, too. So, does anyone have any questions right now? Pee Wee's going to make breakfast. I got to go use the toilet real quick. So, I will be right back, everyone. So, then now, if anyone has any stimulus questions, I will answer it via text while on the toilet. So, otherwise, stay tuned. Be right back. Ugh. He's a much better dog than he is a love. Yeah.
I got work to do. I got business
I'll
to
have
do.
leftovers today.
All right. You want to eat before I clean the kitchen?
No, I'll eat a little later. I want to get to my games.
All right. I'm gonna cook something too. I guess I'll have some rigatoni's.
Just make sure to do the dishes. I don't want to do them.
All right.
All I need is a can. I'll throw a few slices of pizza and I'll make sure my pizza for lunch and dinner. That will feed me for a couple days, and I don't have to worry.
Yeah, you should eat that pizza down. Oh, before I start cleaning the kitchen, I'm gonna make some meat soon. After I eat, I'm gonna clean this cage out.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna have to go first. So what I'm gonna do is it's kind of ready.
Yeah, I put a mask too. What I ate.
Oh, I can smell it through the fucking mask.
Well, close the door then if you want to smell it.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not gonna fetch out anymore.
So, since we lost all comments, I'm out. I got gaming to do, so please look for another video on Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, and tomorrow and Tuesday, and then the rest of the week will be on standby until we have more information when the law is signed and then we just wait for the deposits to hit, and we'll know more about the Direct Express and so forth. So, so Monday I have school to do, last episode of schooling on Mondays. And then Tuesday I will be on all day because I got spreadsheets and I will be monitoring the House vote. So last time I checked, the House will be voting on close Skype. I don't want any copyright. Tuesday could be voted in. So it says only after House passes the Senate version would it land on Biden's desk. Says people could start seeing the $1,400 stimulus payment hit their bank account within days of Biden signing the bill, which is expected to happen soon after the House votes on Tuesday. So once it's voted on Tuesday, you could sign it Tuesday night. And within 3 days, stimulus checks could hit Friday and onwards. So, that's what it's saying. So it says anyone earning less $75,000, couples earning less $150 receive the full $1,400 payments at $28 for a married couple. So basically, the Senate basically pared down the unemployment benefits. By the way, just to share with you that it's $300 weekly federal boost instead of $400 boost, and it would go to September 6th. So they're saying without the bill being signed right away, people would be lapsed. About 12 million people would lapse in their payments. So it says the House and Senate bills call for increasing the credit to $3,600 for each child younger than 6 and $3,000 for each child between 6 and 17, and you would get it monthly. Monthly rather than a lump sum at tax time. So you'd get it monthly. Also, it says that people would get health care insurance subsidies as well. So, and then other things. So here's what the Senate stimulus plan has in it. Let's go over this. Narrowing the eligibility for stimulus checks was one of the things. What do you call it? Special targeted ones. As you know, $1,400 payments could go out early as next week. And that includes per person, including children, by the way. So before you ask, yes, children will get $1,400 per person too. And then we already talked about the agreement would also make the first $10,200 worth of government benefits under the unemployment tax free. And the Senate took out the $15 minimum wage job. There's going to be $350 billion of state, local governments, territories, and tribal things. It says Bill would also give the state and the District of Columbia $196 billion, while counties and cities would split about $130 billion aid. Tribes with $20 billion in territories that we rule, like Guam and Puerto Rico, Mariana Islands, the Virgin Islands, $4.5 billion. Senate would also contain $10 billion coronavirus capital projects fund. It slightly revised the formula. It also says that, and then nutrition. The Senate and House plan extends the 15% plan on food stamps through September, which would be $180 million for women, infants, and children, and $3 billion is what Biden's calling for assistance for the WIC program. They also would allow states to continue the pandemic EBT, which provides families whose children's schools are closed with funding to replace free and reduced price meals to kids who would receive that. Then, also in the bill, just to share with you, it says both bills would send roughly $20 billion to state and local governments to help low-income households cover back rent, rental assistance, and utility bills. Now, $10 billion would be authorized to struggling homeowners pay their mortgages, utilities, and property taxes. The bill would also provide $5 billion to help states and localities assist those at risk of experience homelessness, and another $5 billion for emergency housing vouchers for those who are homeless in hotels and so forth, helping the hospitality industry, mostly the hotel industry. And then, as you know, the child tax credits. And then it also says a mandatory paid family and sick leave approved in previous COVID bill all the way to October 1st. Provides 10 weeks of paid family leave those who were staying home with kids when school were closed, or whose schools, which elapsed in December. $130 billion to K through 12 schools. It says update their ventilation system, reduce class size to help implement social distancing, buy personal protective, and hire support staff. Both bills would require the schools to use at least 20% of the money to address learning loss by providing extended days of summer school, for example. Well, the money provided in the House bill would go to both public and private schools based on the number of low-income students. The enrolled Senate bill specifically carves out almost $3 billion for private schools. Bills are in line with what Biden proposed. Then it says that 6 times the amount of funding for K through 12 than a compromise plan offered small group of Republican senators. Senate and House plans would also nearly include $40 billion for colleges. Altogether, $170 billion would be authorized for K through 12 and higher education. Congress approved $12 billion, with 2 relief packages will go to K-12 through schools and colleges. The bills would also provide $39 billion to child care providers. The amount provided received is based on operating expenses available to pay employees and rent, help families struggling to pay the cost of purchase personal protective equipment and other supplies. Finally, health insurance subsidies and Medicaid. Enrollees would pay more than 8.5% of their income towards coverage, down from nearly 10%. Those earning more than current cap at 400% of the federal poverty level, about $51,000 for an individual, $104,800 for a family of 4. In 2021 would be eligible for help. And then, but the Senate bill provides more assistance than the House version. Those who were laid off, but will remain on their employer health insurance plans through COBRA. Senate calls for picking up full amount of the premium, while the House would only cover 85%, leaving the former employee to pay 15%. Both chambers would extend those subsidies through September. While Senate retains the House provision that seeks to entice states that have yet to expand Medicaid to low-income adults to do so by boosting the federal Medicaid matching by 5 percentage points for 2 years. And then finally, right here, the next one is more money for small businesses. So they also provide $25 billion for new grant programs, specifically bars and restaurants. Eligible businesses may receive $10 million in cost of money for a variety of expenses, including payroll, mortgage, and rent, utilities, food, and beverages. Another $175 million would use outreach and promotion, creating a community navigator program to help target eligible businesses. Next one is $14 billion to research, development, distribution, administer, and strengthen confidence in vaccines. That would also put $48 billion towards testing, contact tracing, and mitigation. Investing in laboratory capacity, community-based testing sites, and mobile testing units, particularly in medically undeserved areas. Both chambers would also allocate $7.7 billion to hire 100,000 public health workers to support coronavirus response. Senate and House legislation also provides $50 billion to Federal Emergency Management Agency, aka FEMA, with some funds going towards expanding vaccination efforts. President plans call for nearly investing $20 billion in a national vaccination program. I ain't being vaccinated. Fuck that. And finally, Senate bill allocates $8.5 billion to help struggling rural hospital healthcare providers. House bill did not provide any additional funding for hospitals and nursing homes which receive assistance in previous relief aid packages. So, there you go. So, all in all, that's $1.9 billion that I just read off to you and what it goes for. As people would say, the government is being very generous on this plan. So, Pee-wee asked, "Hey, Mark, how goes it, brother? What about the landlords? Yeah, there's about $20 billion going to pay for rent, rental assistance, and rental assistances, and electricity and utilities. Utilities including internet, cell phone, etc. So." Also they're putting $5 billion, which is not pandemic relief, to update anyone who wants energy efficient windows. I forgot to mention that. So a little bit of pork is in the bill. So anyways, Mark, if you need to know, stimulus checks, if it's signed into law Tuesday night, would start to go out on next week. So by 17th to the 20th, anyone with Direct Express would probably get the stimulus checks, or the first wave would go into the bank account. So the IRS is going to probably speed it up. Now, if it takes 8 days, like I'm figuring it'll take 8 days, but if they can move it faster, it could take less time this time for Direct Express patients or card holders to get money. Same with bank accounts. First wave in December 27th went out between the 29th and the 30th of December. The rest of us got our payments on the 4th of January. So the next $1,400 will come soon. And you're welcome, Pee-wee. I've been waiting to get an update like this for a while. It's just we can't do an update without facts, and waiting is taking too long. So that was something that I wanted to share with you all. Waiting has been hard for all of us, waiting. But at least it's getting done. If you have a bank account or Direct Express, you should be able to get $1,400. I'm assuming between the 17th and the 20th, and I say this hesitantly, if Biden signs it Tuesday night, which means it can go out in days. Now, let me go over and read you another article so you guys can understand the time frame that I am. All right, so let me go over to a website that I have. Like I said, I'm a subscriber of newspapers. All right, so here it goes. You ready? Because I want to share this with you. All right, so it says here, if all goes as planned on Tuesday night, millions of Americans will soon be getting another stimulus payment. This time, $1,400 for individuals, $2,800 for couples. Me and Chloe would get $2,800. Payments under the American Rescue Plan, which was adopted by the Senate on Saturday morning. They worked tirelessly through the night. Third and so far the largest of the payments sent to Americans under the coronavirus relief package. Payments will be distributed by the IRS by now, the agency experienced in delivering the money quickly to eligibility individuals and families. But no doubt there will be some glitches, which is expected given the number of payments that could be sent in a matter of days. The IRS said it would issue information details on the distribution of this third payment once the bill is passed by Congress, signed into law by President Biden on Tuesday night. The House is expected to vote on the measure Tuesday morning, and Biden has said he will move swiftly to distribute the relief. Based on the last two rounds of stimulus payments, here are the answers to some common questions. So, could it happen in days? And it asks here, what do you got to do it? Either based on your 2019 or 2020 returns, you have filed one already, you will get a payment. You may have lost your job last year. You may have had a child, which would also be eligible for a dependent of $1,400 per dependent. Shouldn't file before you have all the information needed to submit an accurate return, is what the IRS. We're building a number of contingency related to any new legislation would come out. The IRS Wage and Investment Commission and the new chief taxpayer experience. Okay. Might be entitled to more based on tax year 2020. Don't rush to file the return, file it accurately, and that will make the experience better for the taxpayer. Claim your stimulus, the previous two rounds of relief, look for line 30 on your tax return. How will I get a stimulus check? Just 2 days after the second stimulus package was signed by December 27th, providing $600 payments to eligible Americans, the IRS began making direct deposits to eligible bank accounts at Direct Express. Day after that, on December 30th, the agency said it said mailing paper checks as well. Similar timeline could also be true for the third round of payments, which is what I'm assuming, everyone. How much do I have to earn to qualify for a payment? So, $75,000 or less for a full $1,400, $112,500 for individuals filing as head of household, $150,000 for couples filing jointly. Eligible taxpayers will also receive an additional $1,400 per dependent child. So, congratulations to those people. By the way, has anyone seen moderator Gail lately? I'm worried about Gail. I hope she didn't fall over dead. Really worried about her. I haven't heard her for weeks. If you file as an individual and your adjusted gross income is more than $80,000, you aren't entitled to a stimulus check. Cutoff is $120 for individuals filing as head of household. Couples earning more than $160,000 will phase out on payments. Don't assume you won't qualify. If you aren't sure of your adjusted gross income, you'll find it on line 11, Form 1040 and 1040 SR of your 2020 tax year. It's on line 8B on your 2019 federal tax return. So direct deposit and direct express payments previous don't mean the payment will be delivered the same way for the third round. You may get a check. It's also possible the IRS may send payments on a prepaid debit card. So it means it could be delayed just because. But in the previous rounds, only payments for anyone younger than 27. But now anyone who's a dependent will get $1,400. However, self-supporting college students and young adults living on their own who can't be claimed as a dependent may be eligible for their own $1,400. So, any questions so far? Am I answering this in your great update? I know Pee-wee's very happy about this great update, The government supposedly is giving $20 billion to pay for rental assistance. I don't know, and I think it's $10 billion for mortgage companies, $20 billion for rental assistance, but I don't know if that is federally backed housing or all housing. No, it doesn't explain it clearly, Pee-wee. Also, that includes utilities for electricity, internet, and phone service. Not that anyone that has food stamps, they could just go apply for an Obama phone through Q-Link Wireless or Assurance Wireless and get a phone that way. So technically phone service, and some people are getting the government subsidized AT&T internet for $10 a month, like our beloved moderator Higgins. So all in all, there you go. By the way, coffee needs to be made again. I'm out of coffee again. Any questions so far? I hope I'm answering your questions thoroughly, Pee-wee, because I think it's federally backed building, but I don't know. That means anyone in a federally backed building can get rental assistance. Now, I will tell you something that I learned, Pee-wee. You asked a question about housing, okay? I found out something recently, and I want to share it with you all, because in this state, it's kind of funny, but not funny, that it had to go this route. So let me tell you what happened, all right? So you know what's going on, so I can explain it to you thoroughly. There we go. Get this out, clean it, put some more coffee grounds in. I have a story for you about housing, Pee-wee, that might be of an interest to you for this state. So, let me tell you about a program in Washington State that helps with rent. But before I can explain it to you, I'm going to have to... looks like I'm going to have to get some more coffee soon. Let's see, what coffee do I want? Oh, I got some right here, I think. Is this almost empty? Yes, it is. So, now I got to see what's available under the cabinet. Donut shop lenses next up. All right, so here we go. So move this down here so I can use my chair soon when gaming. Where's that paperwork I need? I want to explain to Pee-wee something. Paperwork I need? Yes, it is. So there's two new programs the state of Washington's implemented. This is my research papers. I just got to finish it up. It takes about 5 minutes. So let me just show you this part. Says here, a certain number of units on this property and other properties that the management company, won't give the name, has been set aside for households with members who fall on the following definition of disability certification. Says here.
You're gaming soon.
I'm doing a stimulus update. A lot of people are asking questions. I need to explain something. Pee-wee asked a question. If you want to keep pushing me for gaming. Says you need to basically fill this out. If you're on set performing manual tasks, walking, seeing, hearing, speaking, breathing, or learning. So, you know, it says right here, and it says
You have to hit me in there, are you?
no, that's for Ebony.
Moon Boon's going in there.
All right, so it says here, disability verification. Above reference property rents units under the program administered by the Washington State Housing Finance Commission. So it's a special program, but On another form, the Washington Housing Finance Commission is also giving housing to people who are homeless. So there's a homeless clause in here too now for homeless people and LGBTQIA people. So meaning transgendered, more transgendered, gay, lesbian, bi. So they can't be literally. Special program is protecting those people. And if you're the kind of people, the management company can now do a subsidy for taking a special subsidy, not just for HUD or the USDA RARD, but also for disability and or LGBTQIA. So, because of the LGBTQIA and the disability clause that's in the new lease form, a lot of management is basically basing it off if you're LGBTQIA, that program is for you. If you're disabled, that program's for you. If you're a regular family member with children, well, you're on a different program. So basically what they're doing is they're taking multiple programs to pay for housing. For example, management can't afford. The management and the owner decided to support the building, so they can't. So they don't do anything because they're losing money because no one's paying rent, Pee-wee. But they decided to enroll themselves in the Washington Finance Commission's LGBTQIA and disability and homeless clause, which means they take a homeless person in who may be disabled and LGBTQIA. The state of Washington pays for subsidized housing. So basically, the management said this program basically protects you a lot more. So basically, while the neighbors are pounding on the walls, the dog's snapping on my feet the other day, those are the ones getting evicted. I'm sitting back and the manager says, we won't evict you because A, you are disabled, Chloe's disabled. 2 is you're both LGBTQIA. And 3 is you could be homeless if we evicted you, so therefore we're protecting. Whereas other people are literally getting better subsidies. And so I filled out the forms. I just got to sign it. Cam emailed me the other day, Pee-wee. He wanted me to call him on his Skype number. Your question about paying rent. No, they don't have to pay rent in this state till April 1st. Otherwise, they can start getting eviction notices. So, So basically, this is something that's really big, on stimulus updates. Like I said, if you listen to the news, Pee-wee, there was a report on $20 billion going for rental assistance, electricity, and internet and phone service. Unfortunately, there goes the fairy horn. For once, I haven't seen that, heard that in a while. So basically, we don't know if that's federally backed housing subsidies or if it's for all housing nationwide. Same goes with the $10 billion for mortgages. We don't know if it's federally backed mortgages or non-federally backed mortgages. I know the lady that I talked to, Mary, who delivered me my quarters the other day, said she got her house through a federally backed program where she had to help build 8 other houses and others had to help theirs. And the down payment was waived because she built the house. But she said under the program she's on, she didn't have to pay her mortgage at all since January or February 2020. So a year, which is not bad. So I don't know if it's federally backed housing or non-federally backed housing. So, all in all, we all have all that information stacked up. So, so like I said, for the rest of you out there, I got a package being delivered tomorrow by 9 p.m. By UPS. I got a package coming in by the United States Postal Service. Amazon's being really slow on shipping everything. That's what really is making me pissed. So, anyways, with that said, everyone, I just wanted to share, answer Pee-wee's questions, that, it's going to be, let's see, I got a package due in Monday, and I got a package due in on Monday. So that's it. So it's Monday. So, I do like the Amazon tracking program or the UPS tracking program. So, but anyways, so, that's something that I will look into for Pee Wee, find out if it's federally backed programs or if it's all housing, because I think it'd be unfair if it's just federally backed programs, which means anyone who's on federally owned rental subsidy can basically mooch, whereas everyone else that's struggling worse, that wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't federally backed only, because that would cut out the people that really need it because they don't really care, but you know so I will look into that. But I thought this would be a lot better of an update today, because it's actually important to us all on so I got another package due by expected delivery by March 8th, so tomorrow. So let's see where this one is. This one is in Burlington. It's getting to, so anyways, not enough about my packages. I know you guys in the general chat don't want to hear me talk about packages. My coffee's done, so let me get my coffee mixed up. I'm running low on coffee, so I've been meaning to get out and get some more coffee. But it's just been really so and on top of the general chat, there's a lot of crap going on in the political spectrum. Trump wants to campaign against this. Trump wants to campaign against people that are against him. Personally, in my opinion, we should not even think about campaigning and putting Donald Trump in the news right now. What we need to focus on is getting America back on its feet. Right now, that's the most important thing, in my opinion. So I just told Commander Jess I'm live doing a stimulus update, because this is what we've been waiting for. While Pee Wee and I don't see eye to eye on everything, Pee Wee knows that I don't like watching clickbait. That's something I want to talk to you about. That is why I've taken a big long hiatus from YouTube. That and the fact that I'm playing a lot of games, which, by the way, Pee Wee never emailed me with her opinion on me playing those farming games. I sent her a trailer. And now I'm watching some guy who's got a review copy, which I emailed the company that made the game. And I said, look, I'd like a review copy too. My channel's small, but I'd like to expand it. So they offered me Rune Factory 5. So you guys, when I get the equipment put together soon, I will be doing Rune Factory 5 when it comes out. I will be testing the physical copy 3 weeks before it comes out. And I have to do break it down in days, by the way. So I've asked. And the guys who know I support them thoroughly, by the way, they're working on 2 other games I'm not supposed to talk about because, And I've also asked to get review copy and try to do some YouTubing, and they said maybe on Diablo 2 and Diablo 4. So just to let you know, even though I'm a beta tester for those already, basically I've been a beta tester since the original Diablo 1 came out. So you can see I'm very stoked about that. So, I've asked to be a beta tester for Guild Wars 2, the expansion. Move this. And yes, this is organic milk. I'm just trying to clean the fat off of the top. Anyways, where was I? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So, the point is I've been playing a lot of games. Chloe doesn't want me online all the time. Because, there's not much to update. And these clickbaiters, like I said, I really don't want to deal with these clickbaiters because, I don't want to give them business, frankly. And when they clickbait every day, hello, this is Jimmy, we're getting a stimulus check. Yeah, we're getting a stimulus check. It's not great, we're getting a stimulus check. I think the guy's a complete douchebag. Same goes with all these other people. The only one I have respect for that I had to literally put in his place was Alex. And I basically told him, if he wants to clickbait every day, fine. But the comments is what I read about. And it's like Pee Wee said, the government's been generous. I mean, look at the disabled. Most disabled people, even though they've been holed up in their house, hi Boon Boon. Everyone loves the rabbit. Has survived. I mean, I don't know how I survived 14 months, pretty much holed up in this fucking house. Since March 9th last year, when we had Chloe's appointment with Social Security for the therapist, the psychiatrist and psychologist and therapist, we didn't think we were going to get her approved. But that went in Chloe's favor. So, but because of it, between that and stimulus checks and everything else, people are still pissed off that they're not getting monthly recurring checks like Canada or England. The fucking problem is you can't give recurring checks to a country that has over 340 million people, whereas Canada's got 40 million people, England's got 67 million. And other countries got less population. I mean, literally, we're what? Like 10% of the population in the world. There's like 9 or 10 billion people. So we're like, what, 5 or 10% of the world's population. So look at it that way. But, Pee-wee and I don't see eye to eye on these clickbaiters. The problem I don't go and watch a lot of these vids is because I don't give a shit about the clickbaiters, okay? I see them and it's like, yeah, another fucking bullshit lie. And if they are telling the truth, well, they shouldn't be making updates every fucking day. That's the thing. They're making money off of people. They're the ones that have the subscription. It's like, let's just talk about moderator Hannah for a minute. Hannah has her own channel, and she has approximately 501,000 people. That's clean, by the way, last time I checked. Yeah, I want. Oh, you did?
Yeah, this is going somewhere.
Anyways, I did the dishes the other day, so but I have pizza for leftovers. I'm gonna heat up some pizza for lunch and pizza for dinner and so forth. I spent. How much was my pizza, by the way?
It was like, mine was $14. Yours was a little more than mine.
Hey, let me guess. You tipped the people too, which I don't. Tip them. Oh, good. I don't support tips. Not on takeout when it comes to taking out.
Yeah.
Besides that, they usually skimp on the pizza toppings anyways. So that I asked for extra cheese, right? They loaded me with extra cheese, but what they did was they took the sausage and they buried it in the cheese. So when I was eating the Italian sausage, there was not enough Italian sausage. And the guy's like, well, we're limited on Italian sausage, so we give you, So I was like, what? So I got to ask for double the Italian sausage and hope there's enough? I mean, literally, it was just, that's the only thing. They're always skimping on the main pizza topping. The cheese they won't skimp on. I think they don't skimp on cheese, but they skimp on the meat toppings, and
they always do. It's their way of ripping people off.
Yeah, well, their pizza is good, but I thought about ordering another pizza in the next few days for a couple days worth and just having, I was going to have Chloe eventually go by a Vinny's Restaurante and try them out and get some veal and chicken marsala, Apparently that's a mushroom wine sauce, huh?
Yeah, if you ever want to try food, I'll pick it up for you. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick anything up there myself.
That's what I'm thinking too. I think it's all federally backed housing too. So, anyways, you have a great day too, Pee-wee. Is there anyone else having any questions or concerns, or can I disappear now and play my game for the rest of the day? And I'll be on tomorrow, and then I gotta buy Chloe a ferry ticket for Tuesday so I can, get this done. The kitchen table's gonna be clean today. Chloe's cleaning the kitchen, so. Anyways, any news, any questions? I'll be here for a couple more minutes just to make sure.
This evening after I get his cage clean, I got there's a blanket for his, the new blanket out. I found it right here.
Hi. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, yeah, you're so cute. Everyone, meet my rabbit if you haven't seen him. He gives updates too. Hey, E-Bunny, how are you doing, Ebony?
E-Boom Booms.
This guy means the world to me.
I'm going to make something to eat, go for an hour, and then clean his cage, clean the kitchen, and move stuff around back there.
So, story time for you real quick. I finally bought these things called greenies. They're like little hickory smoked flavored snacks for dogs. And what you do is you put a pill in it and you close it up like clay. And then you feed it to the dog and he eats it with the pill. And hopefully he's smart enough he eats that. My father-in-law showed me last night his dog eating, Mandy eating a greenie and loved it. So.
Yeah, I hope Moppy will love it.
What do you say, Mop?
If it has that pill in it, I'm not going to eat it. Boop. You're going to try to poison me. Yeah.
No, it's a hickory smoked greenie.
Hey, if anyone from PETA is listening on the channel, they tried poisoning me last night with that pill.
No, we gave you the pill because you needed it. We got him 2 boxes of Comfortis. Hi.
Comfortis. Yeah.
Isn't he just the most docile creature you've ever seen?
It took us 9 minutes for him to get him to swallow that pill.
Yeah, and then we timed it 30 minutes.
Okay,
Don't scratch me. I'm your mama. Bunnies can be skittish at times.
Okay. It took us that long to get him to take the pill.
I think he's scared because the dog's looking at him. So,
yeah.
Anyways, does anyone have any questions or concerns before I leave? Because when I leave, and that's it. I'll put this in the dishwasher.
I have to thaw my meat out before I cook it. You'll probably be gaining when I cook my food.
Yeah, but I might fire the oven up shortly too.
Yeah, you should. I encourage you to do it.
Yeah, well, I want a couple pieces of pizza for lunch, so. Any questions or concerns before I disappear, people? Because frankly, I just want to make sure. Thawing this out. Why is the burner warm?
I had it heating up, and I turned it off so I could thaw the meat.
Okay, well that's fine. I just don't want to put anything.
It's my method. I'm not thaw soon because I'm hungry.
Yeah, well, I will do something else then, so I don't blow out the pan. So basically, everyone knows I support locally, so that's why I bought some pizza last night to support locally. So hopefully, this pizza will break up easier. There it is. So I will grab a couple pieces of pizza for lunch. This should be good. Leaving me 4 pieces for dinner. There we go. That should be lunch. So, and then dinner. And then tomorrow, Chloe's going out and about, so I might send Chloe to give me another pizza just because I want to try their garlic chicken pizza. And give you all an update on that because I'm not really a big eater of pizza, but, I'm one of those lazy people right now that just wants, what I want. So, any questions or concerns? I know I have 3 people watching, so... Questions or concerns about stimulus? If not, you can always go backwards and watch my video when the video is done. So, please let me know before I disappear. So, anyone? Like I said, Mark, if you're still watching this, yes, probably between the 17th and the 20th is what I'm figuring if it gets passed and signed into law Tuesday night, which I will be online Tuesday all day while Chloe's at Walmart or Safeway. So we will be updating it then. And once it's signed, it will be updated again. Monday, I will just give a reiteration of today's update. And I will be on from 8 a.m. to 11. And then 2 p.m. to 9, I'll probably be online doing spreadsheets again. And then all day Tuesday. And then I'm taking a break Wednesday through Wednesday, unless they didn't sign the bill, I will be on Wednesday then. If they do sign the bill Tuesday night, then it'd be Wednesday. I will take a break. So Wednesday onward, I also want to get the equipment put together to do video reviews. So have a good day to you too, Pee-wee. Anyone else? Because frankly, once this coffee's done, I gotta go disappear. I got things to do and a life to lead. So, anyone? No? All right then. While I'm waiting, I will talk to you guys. My clipboard, though. Boom, boom. This needs to go. Where's my clippy, anyway? I thought I saw it the other day, but it disappeared. Oh, Chloe's probably got it. No, I gave it to her to use, so I'll have to wait for the paperwork. No, nothing. All right then. So, guess the comments petered out, but you guys should know that the stimulus was a great update because we actually have facts and stuff backing it over everything else. So, you know. Anywho, with that said, everyone please add and subscribe, I guess. Oh, there's 3 again. So any questions? I don't want just people to watch me and not ask questions. That's why we're here. We're here live to answer your questions. That stimulus check's coming out. We have a lot of information and a lot of info. So, or do you want to know what's in there? That's a rabbit, by the way, if no one knows. So any questions or concerns before I go? Organic milk tastes really good with organic coffee. Yep. So, I'll have my pizza once it's set in. Nope, nothing. Let's see if I can do this. Nope, nothing. I just hate when they basically force you to go through someone else. All right, well, my coffee's almost done. So, any questions? Any concerns? Yeah, well, I think it's federally backed housing too, Pee-wee. That's what I said. I'll look into it for you. So, with that said, everyone, there you have it. So, have a great day, everyone. Look forward to another video tomorrow morning. Please add, subscribe, please post comments, please leave feedback, suggestion, and like, subscribe buttons, post funding for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs. Thanks for watching, everyone, and God bless you in everything you do.